Holiday seasons are times of celebration, parties and having fun. But there can also be periods when crime rates and accidents on the roads rise. Increase in alcohol consumption combined with congestion and distractions on the roads often result in more injuries and fatalities. Now, road traffic crashes are estimated to cost most countries at least 3% of their gross domestic product. They cause considerable economic losses to individuals, their families, and to the nation as a whole. Well, fortunately, most of these crashes can be averted. While tackling these issues require concerted efforts from governments, what can ordinary citizens do to protect themselves at this time of the year? On Nigeria Today, the focus will be on safety during the festive period, and our guests will be on hand to discuss some safety tips. Welcome to the program, and once again, compliment of the season. I am Anne Jibuno. Now with me in the studio to discuss safety at festive season is Wobin Ayubagora. He is the Corps Commander, FCT Command, Federal Road Safety Corps. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And we also have with us Jimo Moshood, the Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and Force Public Relations Officer at the Nigeria Police Force. Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians.
Now, let's start with security matters. DSP Jimo Moshood, would it be fair to say that the society is most vulnerable at this time of the year?
Thank you so much. DCP, Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police, Jimo Moshood is my name, and we've rarely pronounced it. I want to start by saying that, this is the period of the height of economic activities for the year. These are the period that the companies, parastatals, equally private and public enterprises will be closing book for the year, and there's a tendency of cash in transit much more than what we witnessed before, and this is equally the period that the criminal element want to cash in on this advantage to unleash mayhem on the people beyond the other period with that in the year, and we are fully aware of this and we prepare ahead of this, and that is why the IGP, Inspector General of Police IGP Ibrahim Idris MPM, directed the implementation of a robust security arrangement to ensure that we remove from the street, from the hideout, the criminal element, so that people can enjoy the Christmas festivity and the New Year in peace. Part of the directive was to engage in continuous rates of criminal hideout, because we've adopted a lot of varying degree of crime prevention and control strategies in place to prevent crime. And for those kind that cannot be prevented, prompt and appropriate detection is used to deter criminal. So like your question goes, people have to be much more vigilant this period and beyond, and the culture of the people themselves determine how we police them, and people, because of the jubilant atmosphere, because of the happiness in the mood of people going around the places, they need to be extra careful. Especially we have to ensure that we are safe at home, and we ensure the safety of those who are leaving behind, because no doubt people will travel from one part of the country and they're going to leave property, they're going to leave some family people behind, to adopt a strategy to ensure that we protect them as we leave. So
it's important. You agree with me that crime is most prevalent in this?
I think it's about the issue of mindset. The mindset of the people is that everybody has something to do. People are rushing a tasketer, someone that want to pickpocket, want to take the advantage of when people have money to spend. But if you are security conscious, and with the effort that we have put in place, we've been able to reduce criminality within this period to the BRS. As we speak, from before the period of Christmas to Christmas, we have recorded a low crime rate within this period.
Can you tell us, you mentioned pickpocketing as one of the crimes that we noticed during this period. What other kinds of crimes?
Thank you so much. When you have a situation whereby there's much movement of people around certain area, maybe at the motor park, at the garages, apparently at the bus stop and other things, and people rushing in and out of shopping mall, in the market, there's tendency for people who are criminally minded that have nothing to do to go around their meal with the people to take advantage of the situation. Then you equally discover that these are periods that people who doesn't fix their vehicle properly will have a situation situation where the vehicle break down on the road, and that is why where I'm going to before you draw me into this, to ensure that you know where help can come from. Once you know where help can come from, you'll be able to stay out of crime. But there's no doubt that even in the FCT, there have been massive deployment of police personnel to strategic location. Apart from being there, there's a need to use that opportunity to build the confidence of the people that the area is safe. One thing that stands very clear is that the fear of crime is worse than the crime itself, and the police have been the forefront in ensuring that we disabuse the mind of the people and let them know that the police is there to protect them. But when you have a secure environment, everybody go out. If you witness, if you go around the recreation centers, you see the large turnout of people who have gone out to celebrate. In the yesteryear, it wasn't like that. It's either apprehension or bombing or of attack here and there, and which was complete state of this time around. So we put in our best, and the Inspector General of Police was very quick to direct that. I sent that the message to all police personnel across the country for ensuring each free and crime low Christmas celebration, and we are going to equally repeat the same as we go into the New Year festivities. Okay,
let's move to the roads now. Corps Commander Wobina Yuba, let's take a look at the rate of accidents. Can you tell us if these rates have gone up or they're reducing?
Well, talking about the rate of crashes that's actually taking place, we've recorded some few, but not like what was recorded last year. So far, we've recorded about 11 crashes. Out of the 11 crashes, 3 were fatal. And out of these 3 that were fatal, only 4 lives were lost. And then 21 people were injured in these crashes. So I can assure you that the rate of crashes has really gone down seriously.
What do you think is responsible for this?
Yes, if those who have been moving up and down or traveling will attest that there has been massive deployment of the Federal Road Safety Corps staff and the special marshals. All are out to ensure free flow of traffic and also free movement of people, especially the people and goods at the same time.
Okay.
So I think so far it's good. And making sure that most of the commercial vehicles who are normally the major people who speed, and when they get involved in crashes, the fatality rate is normally very high. But ensuring that speed limiting device were installed in most of these commercial vehicles, that has also assisted. Because even the few that we recorded, most of them as a result of speed, and loss of concentration.
Okay, now we also noticed that a lot of stranded commuters on the road. Do you attribute this to why is this trend, for instance? Just
now, anyway, I find myself to tell the motoring public what they should do. The motor parks are there. Quite a number of people feel that if I stand on the roadside, I will get a free vehicle or a vehicle that will not collect as high as in the motor parks. But come to think of it, the safety is not there. Quite a number of them, you hear stories like, was it on 24th? No, on Christmas Day to be precise. A boy of 12 went out of the church to ease himself, and unfortunately, somebody was just standing by, grabbed this boy, closed his mouth and nose, bundled him, and put him inside his vehicle. And they took off immediately. So, it was when he was approaching, they were approaching Zuba, this boy started shouting and screaming. So our men who were doing traffic control, of course, when we were doing traffic control, we also have our patrol vehicles around. So in an effort to block him, they slowed down, haven't slowed down, they just pushed the boy. Thank God he was not injured. I know when somebody is pushed down like that from a vehicle, what comes into our mind is his own safety. So the idea of pursuing such miscreants did not come into our mind. Our own is to see that boy, is he really okay? So we picked him, and of course, he was handed over to the relations.
Now, DSP, Acting DSP, DCP, sorry, Jima Moshood. Can you say something about passengers who hitch rides on the road? What can you say to such passengers?
Thank you so much. I think I wouldn't say it's a carefree attitude, because we are talking to the public and we want them to learn from one or two things that we are saying here, but it's not quite adequate, and it's not it doesn't add up to security. In other climes and other countries of the world, you draw your plan, including your traveling plan, ahead of time. So when you draw your traveling plan, you know where are you going to take your bus, where you are going to go, and things like that. And your family and friends will know what your route is. So if you get missing along the route, they know where to inform the police that you have got missing. But this is a country where, like I said, the culture of the people, the mindset, the orientation, gradually we are working on it to change, so that people will be security conscious. If you go on the road and you are waiting for any kind of vehicle can pick you. You can be kidnapped, you can be robbed, they can decide to do anything they like with you, because it will be difficult to trace where you have boarded the vehicle. But if you go to the park and the passenger manifest, your movement is there, it will be easy when you get missing. Let me give you an example of a scenario. I watched a documentary of a foreign, I mentioned country rather, where a woman, a middle-aged woman, the daughter was missing, and she felt when she got to the police will find the daughter for her. And she got there the first day, so come back the following day, and get into 3 days, the daughter couldn't be found. So that's to tell you that you have to secure yourself first before the police will secure you. So when you are security conscious, you don't go to the roadside and start looking for people that you don't know. They can't trace you. So you are taking a sort of a dangerous journey, because even the state of the vehicle, you don't know. It can be a vehicle that even police are looking for. If you enter into a stolen vehicle, for example, and you are intercepted, first of all, they are going to treat all the occupants as suspect. It is later, when investigation is deep, that they know that, no, you just picked me on the road. And equally, it's important to also know that your safety matters, because we had a case when I started police work in 2002 around Cross River, where somebody picked a passenger and there was a fatal accident and the passenger died. It was difficult to be able to trace where the passenger comes from, because the person cannot even provide any link to the passenger. So people die in that circumstance, and the family will say such a person is missing, and you give the law enforcement agents much more difficulties in being able to get to the root of such a report. So it should be condemned by all. You don't stand by the roadside like somebody that have nobody, because your life is important than the money.
It's because of the cost of transport.
Yes, if the cost of transport is expensive, that's why I say we have to draw a plan. It's not just a day movement. You just carry your bag and start moving now that you want to travel. If you want to travel by October, November, you have done your plan and you have saved enough money to be able to take you to where you are going, because even the valuable that you are carrying in the bag that you are traveling, it much more than the money you want to pay to the vehicle. So it's to be penny wise and pound foolish, because at the end of the day, the repercussions and the consequences is grief, and you are going to be the one to be at the receiving end.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, the program is Nigeria Today, and we're discussing safety at festive season. The conversation will continue after this break.
The Nigerian Television Authority News 24 channel, your dependable all-round news station, offering you world-class news programs, documentaries, spotlights, promos and information highlights. Take advantage of our network reach and advertise your interest, goods and services with us. NTA News 24, first equals with digital broadcasting. You can reach us on channel 21 terrestrial TV and channel 101 on the Star Times platform. For more inquiries, please call Henry on 0803 379 0884. Join us today.
program is Nigeria Today, and we're discussing safety at festive season. Now, let's continue from where we stopped. Acting DCP Jimoh Moshood, you were talking about traveling plan, and let's look at offices and religious organizations. Should they have a plan for security during this period?
Definitely, it's mandatory. The part of the directive of the Inspector General of Police in the security arrangement for the Christmas and the New Year is that the divisional police officers, the area commanders, and the commissioner of police will reach out to those places of worship, because we have to give maximum protection and security to places of worship, recreation center, and the like. If you have a church, if you have a mosque, or whatever area that you worship, you reach out to the DPO, so that because you have situation whereby some people will be worshiping. I think most of the venue of worship too has have to do with the churches under Christianity equally adopt the system. They have some people that conduct what they call ushers. There are some people that conduct traffic to arrange vehicle parking and things like that. And equally have some people. So we want them to maintain this, so that the police that will be deployed with them will supervise the member of the church that volunteer for this service. I think they do it rotationally. If some people are on the beat for this week, another group will be for another week. They work on deployment. But above all, any church or any place of worship that have not seen the presence of the police should look out for the division area. The DPOs are under instruction of the IG to provide security for them, so that jointly, because if everybody engage, everybody going to church now engage at the same time in worshiping, they can expose the security of such a place of worship. But if they keep some certain number of people around that work with the security personnel, it will enhance vigilance, and it will prevent somebody that may want to take advantage and attack such premises. But by and large, I make bold to say that across the country we've not witnessed this year, and kudos to the Nigerian Police Force and other services that complement the effort of the force in ensuring adequate security during this period. So, but on the other side, when you take a child to a place of worship, you take proper care of your child. It's quite important. Like my senior colleague have rightly said, well, if you go to some streets, even within the FCT, go to the suburb, if you want to park up to 10 or 15 children, you can park them, because people become so careless with even taking care of their children at ward, which shouldn't be. So we should know that we have responsibility to be safe ourselves and to secure those who are around us by not being careless in the way we handle them.
Still staying with this plan thing. Now, is it wise to review your travel plan and maybe where you're going to spend your vacation and all that on social media? Some say it's good because your family members will know where you'll be. Others say it's not good because you expose yourself to all kinds of people. What's your take here?
Thank you so much. For security reasons, it's not good at all. It's not good. Even outside social media, even to your domestic staff, is dangerous, because most of people are walking to being kidnapped or being robbed because they disclose how they are going to move the time they are moving. And it is worse nowadays, where somebody will just ping or probably send it on Facebook or social media. At this point now, in the next and now I'll be at this point, and so people use it to follow up where you are doing. Somebody you consider a friend in the social media may not necessarily be a friend. We have instances where prisoners who have been convicted in prison are befriending ladies outside the prison yard, and are saying, look, like the eastern, we have in, I won't want to mention states, in one of the eastern states, where somebody who is a prisoner in the prison custody was chatting that he had been kidnapped in Abuja, and the girlfriend on social media, she sent money from abroad to release him. So it's not quite until we trace the number to a prison yard, and we have to carry out investigation into that. So it's not appropriate for you to disclose your traveling plan, because that's your driver that may expose you, or even your mechanic or anybody. If a mechanic comes to you as, oh, come and fix this car because I'm going to be in Lagos tomorrow, you don't disclose that. You can disclose your plan to your spouse, probably to your parent, but should be limited. It shouldn't be something that your domestic staff should know. You can tell, oh, we are traveling tomorrow. You may not even tell the time or probably the places you are going, and don't leave too early. It's not an issue of setting out on the road by 5 a.m. You are no. If you leave conscious, maybe you leave around 7, 8 when day is properly broken, and you set out your journey and be consistent on the journey.
All right, let's now take a look at alcohol consumption. Corps Commander Mobin, what can you tell people concerning this?
Well,
because before you say that, most drivers, I've heard most drivers say, when you take alcohol, at least just maybe a bottle or so, you're more alert.
I don't want to believe that. Alcohol consumption, when you are behind the wheels, the fact is that it doesn't give you what you're supposed to see in front of you. It gives you, where you're supposed to see one person, you are seeing double or triple people. Now, if you are on alcohol and we are able to get you arrested, we have the breathalyzers, we have equalizers that we can test you to really confirm the level of alcohol in your blood system. Where we see that it is more than the 0.05% that is supposed to be there, what we do is we keep your vehicle. We will not release the vehicle unless if a licensed driver that you know will now come and pick the vehicle and maybe pick you inside. So yes,
the penalty?
No. The penalty is we issue a ticket for being under the influence of drugs or alcohol. You know, and of course, if it is really established, because the breathalyzer we have, we enter your information and we print it out. So because there are some that might want to go to court to contest. So with that information, we can go to court and slug it out. So
how can the passengers know that this person?
Let me tell you.
How can you tell?
See,
before getting into a vehicle?
We always tell people when you go to the garage to pick a vehicle, insist to know who is the driver of that vehicle. My people say the eyes does not know a measure, but it knows what is moderate. That's in Hausa. It's a direct translation. So if I see somebody who is under the influence of anything at all, from his face I will know. And when you go close to him, you will perceive. And anybody that is as if he bathed with perfume, begin to suspect such a person. That's the truth.
Okay.
Begin to suspect such a person.
All right.
That is possible he wants to cover up what he has taken that is smelling.
Okay, let's talk to Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police. What kind of awareness are you in collaboration with agencies to enlighten people on the dangers they may be exposed to during this period? Briefly, please.
Thank you so much. We are in collaboration with so many organizations that it has to do with CSO and NGOs that have responsibility in impacting the attitudinal change on the people so that they will be security conscious. You know, we have what we call the Eminent Persons Forum, established by the Inspector General of Police, who reach out to the people, which are crops of retired senior police officers and military officers and all the other sectors in the community. We equally have the Police Community Relation Committee that have been partnering with, and they have been working, facilitating the gap, bridging the gap between the police and the public, and they have been very veritable and versatile in ensuring that the people get to be security conscious. But above all, I think we championing the campaign for what we call crime prevention through environmental design, because the way we design the environment, even whether during festive or beyond festive, tell a lot in protecting us. So we have a lot of agencies we are working with, and above all, the community policing re-engagement initiative is being implemented as directed by the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, and is working for us.
Corps Commander, what are the safety measures, very briefly, safety measures that commuters and even the drivers themselves should put in place this period to ensure that they are safe?
Well, the safety measures I expect commuters and drivers to put in place, first of all, the drivers, you need to have a good rest, night rest. You don't just stay overnight and then you think you will drive safely the following day in the morning. So you need to take a good night rest, and then of course, even when you are driving the vehicle, make sure you observe the traffic rules and regulations. Don't pick phones when they ring. Don't discuss. Your concentration should be 100% on the wheels. Anything less than 100% is a crash waiting to happen, and we don't want that to happen. On the side of the commuters, there are some of them who are good in distraction. They should not be distracting their pilots.
All right, I must thank you on that note for your contributions today, Corps Commander FCT Command, the Federal Road Safety. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And I'm also thank you, Jimoh Moshood, Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and First Public Relations Officer at the Nigeria Police.
Thank you for having me.
And I must also say a very big thank you for our viewer for always keeping this date with us on Nigeria Today. And we must thank you. Remember to join our page as www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Until next time, do join us again. I am Anne Jibuno.